Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Freddie, you have to get up. We've got a morning show to do.
Just give me 5 more minutes. Where'd I put my hat?
Come on, Freddie. You don't have time. Get out of bed.
I can never find my hat when I need it.
We'll get the hat at the studio. Let's go. Pour yourself some coffee and get to the studio because it's time for the morning show.
Now, where's my bell?
On that. It's just so not smooth, but yet
welcome.
It takes me back to the 70s.
It is. It's a 70s cut.
It's a seven. I don't think it was meant to be a 70s kind of throwback, welcome back Cotterish cup, but it is. I got taller. See that? I don't know who raised my chair, but my feet don't go anywhere near the ground if anyone would be watching this.
What happens is that new vacuum cleaner you bought sucks up the furniture.
You don't like the old one. You don't like the new one. Oh, you do?
Yes. But it has to come with a warning hazard. The furniture, I had to suck it out of the machine. It's so powerful. It has turbo and then a super turbo.
Teamwork makes the dream work is all I can tell you.
I don't know about all that. Me and G-Man were in here doing Sarah's Spiritual last night, and since we had mopped and cleaned and everything, all we had to do was and right out the door.
I know, I saw that.
I was very happy.
I know, I was here until 8 o'clock. And then I realized that it was Powerball last night. And it was Lotto last night. And I think Mega Millions is today, so.
Nobody hit.
I had to go play.
Nobody
I guess apparently not, so I get to go play again.
$1.1 billion.
I couldn't believe it. I had no idea, so I'm driving along and I'm like, I need to find because it was 8, it was late, it was dark. I need to find a safe space to go to get lottery tickets by myself. And I was like, not over in this area. So I start driving and I go to one place, they're under new management, not in that area. Next thing I know, it's like 20 minutes later, I'm at Publix. So what does a girl in girl math do? Well, let me get something for dinner. And let me get paper plates for the studio. And let me get some cookies because tomorrow is Thursday. And next thing I know, I went in for lotto tickets and...
You came out with all that?
$100 later? Yes.
That's always
It's like, and I go to check out and I said to the girl, you don't have lottery at Publix? There was people in front of it. She goes, yeah, it's right over there. So.
And before you left here, we did some splurging on some new equipment.
I know, I'm pretty excited about that.
What's wrong with you?
When opportunity knocks, seize the moment.
Wow.
And but that is, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get it because that is pay homage to a nice man in town who unfortunately passed away, who was in our industry for many, many years, and his family and his daughter, they have all of his equipment. So Frank actually sent me the link, so I was able to get in touch with her because I think he was part of Florida Arts Network as well.
If everything works out the way it's supposed to work out, we're going to distribute 6 mics in here.
You'll be able to have 6 more mics in this room. Which is nice because it's the smallest room in the studio, but yet we can hold 12 people. It's like the clown car in here.
Well, they do a lot of this.
So it'll be nice not to have to do a whole lot of that.
If you guys were to acquire $1 billion on a random day, what's the first thing you would buy?
1.1 billion?
Yeah.
First of all, you don't get that. You get $650 million.
That's not the hypothetical. If you had
But
$1
that's a lot of money
billion
going
tomorrow,
south.
what would you do?
Oh my God, I'd hire you all and pay you all and actually do what we love to get to do, and that's meet people and network and not be buried inside of my computer for 8 hours in between shows. So that would be the first thing. I thought about this last night and Chuck says to me, that's what you would do? I'm like, yes, I'd hire a social media person, I'd hire a graphic designer, I'd hire a production team, I'd hire everybody to do what they could do full time, and then you and I could do what we do full time instead of me sitting on the computer doing graphic designs for 6 hours. All of that stuff. I said, and then I'd get a bigger building.
That's the first thing. I would.
But if you can't have a bigger building, if you don't have the crew to fill it, so I needed the
Yeah,
crew first and then the building.
A bigger building, because you can always turn it into apartments. Remember that idea we had?
How come every word come out of your mouth I think is going to be porn?
Apartments.
I wasn't quite sure till I heard I was like, I saw the coming. I'm like, don't say.
Apartments.
Thank you. Am I right? I was like, I never know.
Right.
It's like
Apartments. Remember we talked about having apartments so that when the producers come, they have a place to stay.
we
down
need
there.
that too. We've had a producer up in Boston, and she has no place to stay this summer, so I'm not sure we're going to get her down here, unless anyone
You
knows.
can stay with.
Unless anyone has an
Grace.
apartment to sublet, let me
You have no
know.
room? No, you
I
don't-
like my space.
Do you?
Casey has a sublet, but not until August, so that's a little too late, I think. So we'll see. Anyway, happy Thursday, everyone. What a week. Apparently, there was a bad storm here last night. I
did
didn't
you
hear
notice
it.
the wind?
I did not hear it all night, but I woke up, everything was wet and windy. That's why I didn't put out the metals today, because I wasn't sure if we're going to still get rain
The
today.
metals, I brought them in yesterday because I had to run down the street to get the rug.
It's supposed to be a cold front tonight.
There's
in
a
the
big
50s,
bad
right?
storm.
Yeah.
But we're not getting the brunt of it. Some of the stuff up north. Oh my God.
You know why?
Horrible.
The eclipse is coming.
And
Helen
here it
told
goes.
us,
Here
she
it goes.
predicted, she
There
told
it
us the storms were coming, to beware and to be careful. What would you do with $1.1 billion?
I buy a house. And
And spend $1.1 billion?
no, I would probably save the rest.
How big is your house?
My house right now,
No, how big is the house you would
You're going to
buy?
buy?
a normal house. I would just buy a house, and then
It's like a 2-bed, 1-bath, or
You
Yeah.
wouldn't buy LeBron James' house in Miami, $72 million?
I would buy a couple smaller houses and turn them into Airbnbs or put renters in them or something.
Oh, so you're going to become a landlord?
That's
With
what my dad does.
$1.1 billion?
My dad's a professional landlord,
I did that for many, many years.
Residential or commercial?
residential.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
But I don't
fine.
think I would like splurge like that. Like if I were to splurge, I would buy like a boat, like a yacht or something. But I would want a house with an ocean view and a boat.
So when a hurricane comes, you know.
Oh my
gosh!
gosh.
I know,
Just
you're so
enjoy
positive.
life.
just
Enjoy
telling
life.
$1 billion, I could pay the insurance.
I'm just telling you that you want to buy things that will reward you in the future.
That's
like
what I
a
just
boat.
said.
A boat is a money pit.
You know what boat stands for?
Right.
Breaking out another 1,000.
It's a money pit.
Every time you go out, it's $1,000, right
You buy
between
a
gas
pla-
and everything.
You buy a plane. You got to change tires on a plane, right?
Yeah.
Money pit.
That's
Yeah.
what I just said. I would buy investment houses. I would buy a regular house for me and then investment houses. But if I could just throw it away, I would buy a nice house and a nice boat.
Would you have a party?
No.
Would you give family money? Because you
Probably.
know they're going to come and knock at the door. You're going to know family you never met.
Shit.
I was thinking, if I hit last night, who's the first person I call? Do I text you guys in WhatsApp? Like, well, I'm thinking, what am I going to do as I'm looking at the numbers? Do I just put it out there? Oh my God, we won?
I wouldn't believe it if I hit. I would stay very quiet because I don't believe it. Then I go to Tallahassee and says, "Is this a winning number?" And
You got to
they
get your
say
driver's
yes.
license first to prove who you are.
Well, that's another problem. I wouldn't be able to collect because the
Nathan.
DMV has my license in La La Land.
Nathan, what would you do if you hit?
well, if I do hit, well, no, not if. When I do hit it big,
Good.
There you go. Manifesting.
When first thing I'll do, obviously, I'll give like most of them like to my parents, obviously, for everything they done for me. They sacrificed a lot
Nice.
for me and got me to where I am. They encouraged me, they built me up, and now I give to my brothers because they've been my big supporter since I was born in this world. Always encouraging me. So yeah, I do that. Give to my best friend, and I use whatever I have on myself. Buy a nice house. Nothing too big, nothing too small. I'm a simple guy. I don't want it too flashy, too fancy. Just a nice house, maybe a pool, 2-bed, like 3-bed, 2 baths, nice little area where I can view a view of nice sunset, something like that, and just relax. I'm a simple guy, so nothing too fancy.
How many siblings do you have?
2. I have an older and a younger brother.
You have a sister too?
Nope.
Oh, they are. Oh, interesting. 3 boys. Can you imagine what their grocery bills are? I got to tell you,
I had 2 boys.
your grocery bills must have been insane.
Because my father-in-law worked for Pathline, like your Publix. So he used to bring the food home. I had it so made.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what it's like to feed the guys. Anyway, how was your show last night? Good? Sarah had it
She
all
made people-
dedicated to you.
Made people cry last night. Dedicated to me. Why?
She said, listen,
Why?
Because you were hearing voices last night.
No, that's something else. That started with Jay here, and then went outside, and I keep hearing my name being whispered. I don't like that.
Still?
No, not this morning yet.
Have they told you
Why
after?
don't you just keep my laundry out of the public eye? Because they're going to TikTok it to them. I hear whispers.
I
You
don't
ever
think
hear
so.
whisper?
No.
You don't hear voices in your head?
No.
You don't hear sometimes, Grace. You don't hear that?
Well, I have a name that rhymes with everything, and I hear people say things slightly similar to my name, and I'm always like, what? And people say, like, race or trace or something like that, and I
No,
always
but
think
mean,
people
if
are
you're-
saying my
If
name.
you're the only one in the room and you hear a whisper,
No.
you don't look? No? You don't, like every once in a while, I'll see a shadow over there. That's why you'll see me look in this direction. Everybody thinks I'm looking at the time, but I see shadows. That never happens to you?
No.
Happens to her. She
All
never
the time.
admitted. Look, she's rubbing her hands. That's how you can tell. Oh God, I hope he's not gonna rat me out. You know this is a move, right? It's a tail. You know what a tail is?
What?
Okay. Everybody has tails.
Like Taylor's Old as Time, or like
No, tails are.
Back in the day.
What it is that you notice that people have certain tendencies. So when I was a coach, when I was a defensive coach, I was trained to do tendencies. So what you're doing right now is a tendency.
Crossing your arms.
folding my arms,
When you do this, yeah.
like a body language thing, or like something
Body
that people do.
language, and sometimes they'll look
Like
up.
a gesture.
Like when they
Yeah.
talk and they look up, they're thinking, okay, what do I come up with next? When they look down, they're more confident as to what they're saying and they're listening. So there are gestures. So if you ever watch cars, you ever seen the car players?
Yeah.
What do they wear?
The glasses, so you can't see what they're looking at.
No, they wear the glasses because their eyes light up when they have big cars, so they don't want any tails. They don't want. They don't. Sometimes it's the hand motions, like when you do this. Things out of the ordinary that people do when the conversations are being had is a tail. So if you notice it long enough, you'll be able to anticipate what somebody's thinking. That makes sense.
I can actually agree with that because back when I was in high school, me and my friends used to play Uno every single day on the bus, and I'm always, because like I'm an observer, I look and see what people are thinking. Like every time, like if I see someone who has a good hand or or is gonna play Uno, I make sure to try and get that person first. And like I always try. To, like,
Good morning.
So I do see what you're saying by that. So I do see what you're saying.
Take your mic. The funny thing is that people that have tails you have a tendency of learning. Like if you're trying to make a deal, right? If somebody comes into a room, you want to pick up on their tail to see what works to sell a deal, to close a deal.
When I was a scuba instructor, they taught you how to read people like that, and that's why it's one of the main reasons why you go in the classroom first, and we spend weeks in the classroom teaching people how to do stuff. And there's people designated just reading your body language and figuring out how you learn and how you react and your certain tics and that kind of stuff. And then we sit and we think of every person and predict how they're going to react underwater. So if we think that they're going to freak out or something like that by the way their eyes move or their hands, or if they have a stutter or whatever, we can predict how they're going to react underwater. So we can, all the instructors sit down and be like, 2 people watch this person when they're under. 1 person go on here, this one's fine, and that kind of stuff, so that, no one drowns.
Wow.
Drowning is a skill.
Body language.
Drowning is a skill that you better learn body language of who's going in the water real quick, because you get the panicies who punch you in the face when you're trying to save them.
Well, the biggest problem with scuba instructors is people, so you don't really know this, but every atmosphere, so every 10 feet underwater, your pressure exponentially gets bigger. I don't know the proper word for that, but it like goes by tens. So people get extremely claustrophobic, and you don't think it, but when you get claustrophobic like that, it triggers your fight or flight. And most people will just stop, and they'll stop breathing, they'll stop everything. Or the people that triggers their fight, they'll freak out, and they think they're dying. And like, I've gone into fight or flight before, and you do weird things. So a lot of people, the most scuba accidents happen because your fight or flight's
There's a
triggered.
panic.
So a lot of people don't realize that they're still breathing, And if you go in front of them, like in instructor school, they teach you to always go up behind the person. Because if you go in front of them, it's a tendency for someone to reach and grab your reg out. Yeah, like your regulator. And a regulator is set up like a football tooth, what are they called? Tooth guard? Mouth guards, where it sits on behind your teeth and in front of your teeth. So if someone pulls it out, number one, your mouth is going to hurt because all your teeth are getting ripped out. And then the first thing, your human reaction is to go when it gets taken out. So you take in all this water. So they always tell you to go behind the person, and if you like grab them like this when they're freaking out, because it can kill you.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. I can't believe you're a scuba instructor.
Yeah.
You still doing it?
Not really. I did it from the time I was like 15 to 18.
Wow.
So you have your scuba license?
Yeah, I have my instructor license.
Do they still do it in a pool?
Yeah. So you go, it's a long process because, you know, we can't have people drowning. So we sit you in the classroom and we talk you through everything. And that's where I got really good at explaining things. So we thoroughly explain every part of it, every part of how everything works. So people go into it with confidence. And then we take you into a shallow pool, which is only 3 feet. So you can just stand up. And then we take you into a 10-foot pool. So the type of scuba instruction I did was search and rescue. So I worked with police officers, firefighters, Navy guys, SEALs, like important people. So we did more of like combat kind of training. I mean, we had civilians too. And I trained a lot of kids because I was the only girl on the team. But we were doing like really intense stuff. So we were like practicing jumping from helicopters and all this craziness, which was super fun. Like, I was the only person that could say.
Jumping from
Helicopters.
Yeah.
You jump from a helicopter?
No, but we simulate it.
Oh, Baxton's going to jump from a helicopter.
We have this pool that goes super deep, and you climb this, like, huge platform, and then you practice jumping in.
Lung capacity, does it make a difference?
Yes, absolutely.
So her lungs are smaller than my lungs.
Women have or men have a much wider lungs. Oh, obviously, because
You got a bigger
they're
chest cavity.
Yeah. So
that's not true
men
either.
blow through air a lot faster than women do.
That's
Women
true.
can retain air.
Men blow through air a whole lot faster than women
Women
do.
are also nose
Blow.
breathers.
Slow air.
Women are typically nose breathers, and men are mouth breathers.
Interesting.
So men take in more air through their mouth, where women are used to less air through their nose. And plus, they also
So
have
what's
smaller
harder
lungs.
to train, a woman or a man?
Oh, men, 100%.
Really?
Because men go in it with such pride.
Pride.
Oh yeah,
Ego.
yeah. Men don't want to be told anything. Women sit and they analyze everything. And in the classroom, women sit back and they listen. And you can watch. Women will sit and watch you talk. Because like when we're instructing, there's always a couple instructors in the room. And there's one who has like the PowerPoint who's explaining everything. And there's 3 people watching everyone's body language and taking like mental note. So you'll see the women sit and they stare at the instructor and they'll take note and they'll understand everything that's happening. Men sit back. I knew that. Yeah, that makes sense. I got
They're
it.
in the water and they're drowning like a fish.
And women, yeah. So you throw them in the shallow pool, men freak out. Every time they freak out. And they're like, I can't do this. Da, 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 da. They'll run out screaming. Women kind of like mentally prepared it a little more. But men don't have men have pride issues. So in the classroom, they don't sit and listen. They don't take in what's going on. And they have to learn it hands-on. Whereas women, you can sit and tell them what's going on and they'll take it. Women freak out too.
The breathing underwater is a learning experience because you sort of freak out at the beginning.
You ever gone scuba diving?
I have.
I've never been.
I did it in Hawaii.
How'd
I
you
can
do?
set you up.
I was horrible. You know what scared me was the jellyfish coming at me and the fish and all
I
the stuff
swallowed a
coming at
jellyfish
me.
one time.
You swallowed
Did
a
you?
jellyfish?
It hurt so bad. Oh my gosh. We were training and
How the hell did you do it?
So, we were training these firefighters, and I was trying to act all tough, and I'm the only girl on the team, and I was also the youngest at the time. And so there's a couple ways that you can do dives. So you have a floating dive, which is where you go wherever, and then you swim back to the boat, or the boat will pick you up. So in the Chesapeake Bay, we did, horrible place to dive. Don't recommend it. You have to swim back to the boat. So you have this like balloon on your back, and what you do is you inflate the balloon and lay on your back, and then just like kick your feet back until you get to the boat. So I was chilling, and we were done, and I had the regulator in my mouth, and like I said, the regulators go on the back side of your teeth and the front side of your teeth. So the water was like up to here on me, and like I didn't care. I still had my regulator in. So a jellyfish came and got me, like it came up on my face, and I felt it, and it came here, but it like had its tentacles in my mouth, but it also wedged its way down my wetsuit. And then like jellyfish don't have the like brain to know what's going on, but it got its tentacles like down my throat and then down my wetsuit, and then it started stinging. So it was like zap, 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 zap,
You
zap.
swallowed it?
I swallowed tentacles, so I went, oh my God, and I started cussing so bad, and I was ripping this out, and I like spit out my regulator, and I was going like this and like trying to get all the stuff out of my wetsuit and out of my mouth, and I definitely swallowed some because I could felt it stinging going down.
Ugh.
And then my boss was laughing at me, and he was like, yeah, it's not so funny when it happens to you. I came in the next day, I had this giant black welt on my face.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was the worst. I still get picked on for that.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I don't go scuba diving.
Good morning to you. I'm glad you went home and changed your clothes.
Yeah.
Where were you? Working out?
Yeah.
You forgot you changed clothes?
I forgot my jeans.
How do you know that?
He put in WhatsApp that he forgot his clothes. Did you wear clothes there?
Yeah.
Then we're good to go. Shall we take a commercial break? More to come on the other side of this 10 o'clock hour. It's Thursday. Let's see. I got some questions for everybody. More to come. Stay tuned. And we'll be right back.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
If you have diabetes, would you like to eliminate painful finger sticks? Are you injecting insulin multiple times per day? Then you may qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. CGMs monitor blood sugar using a small patch placed on your upper arm or abdomen, and they use your smartphone to accurately monitor your blood sugar levels. Stop pricking and start scanning. Plus, CGMs are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. They can be shipped free of charge to your door. Call today to see if you qualify.
Give me the mozzarella. 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 Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-485-8801. 800-485-8801. That's 800-485-8801.
You are cheap. No, I'm not. You are cheap. No, I'm not. You are cheap. No, I'm not. You are cheap. Well, maybe I am. If you're buying a diamond ring for your wife, it's not cool to be cheap. If you're buying airline tickets, it's very cool to be cheap and called Trip Amigo, where you can fly anywhere in the world and save up to 75% on over 500 airlines and 300,000 hotels. Plus, rental cars and vacation packages. Visit family, friends, or go on a once-in-a-lifetime vacation. Go ahead, be cheap. We have special fares. We're not allowed to publish. When you book your airline reservations with Trip Amigo, you'll spend your travel money when you get there, not by getting there. Call Trip Amigo now and mention the travel code AMIGO and save even more. Call Trip Amigo now.
701-581-9604. 701-581-9604. 701-581-9604. That's 701-581-9604.
Addiction is more than just a word. It's the endless cycle of trying to stay clean, using again, and feeling trapped, like there's no way out. At Stillwater Wellness Group, we understand the hardship of addiction and are dedicated to helping you find your way back. Call now to speak with an addiction specialist and learn how we can help you rebuild, rediscover, and renew your life. Find your true self at Stillwater Wellness Group. Call now.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call. Hey there, travelers. You going somewhere? Need a hotel? Then call Hotel Wiz anytime, day or night, for rates too low to publish. You can save up to 75% on over 500,000 hotels across the globe and get our best price guarantee with no booking or cancellation fees ever. We've got some of the lowest hotel prices you'll find in New York, Chicago, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and a lot more. Don't waste your time surfing for deals. Make a free call right now and find deals too low to publish. Save up to 75% right now with no cancellation fees. And to make it even easier on you, we're here 24/7 to help. So call right now. Bookmark us in your cell phone. Whatever you need to do, just pick up the phone and call this number for hotel deals that'll knock your socks off.
Call 866-484-5868. That's 866-484-5868. Again, call 866-484-5868. Call now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
We're back. You think you know somebody.
You don't. Let me ask you a question. Here's my question. You stumble upon a magical portal in your closet. Where does it lead you and what do you do?
Well, how do you know if you stumble upon it?
You open up your closet and there's a magical portal. Like,
where do you think it leads you?
It can lead you wherever you want it to go. Where would you go? Where would it lead you to?
Do I get to come back?
Yes, you can come back.
Can I ask questions? If I go, do I come back?
Okay, yes, if you want to. It's magical. You can do anything you want, go anywhere you want. Where does it lead you and what would you do?
I go meet Jesus.
And what do you do?
Go meet him. I want to have a little chit chat. I want to find out how much of what is written is true, how much of the man is real. Him. I want to hear from his words, not men's words.
But it would change your your perspective and what you know?
I don't know. It depends on what he tells me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Going off of that, actually. Actually, that's the main thing. I actually would like to. Well, actually, what his word is, and I'm rambling on this, so forgive me for this. It's his word was actually stated in the Bible. So everything that he would say, I'm pretty sure he's going to say the same thing as in the word. So, and I was questioning this too, but everything that was said in the Bible actually did happen in history, and you can like search it up and search it on YouTube or on Google, and it's all been said, and it's all been done.
But the problem is that it's like if you remember that train thing. Baxter was doing that yesterday, where you start a story. A starts a story, and by the time you get to Z, it's a different story, even though you explain the story, but it comes out differently. I just have a feeling that a lot of what's even written in the Bible, though they say it came from God, it's still man. Man is writing it, man is inking it, man is deciphering it for you to read and make your own decision, allegedly. But if I meet the man and I say to him, explain to me, you go through the whole book, Because there are 24 books missing in the Bible. Did you know this?
Though there are 18 missing.
24. Everything about women is missing in the Bible, allegedly. Allegedly.
Interesting.
This is what I was told.
So Nathan, if there were a magical portal, where would you go and what would you do?
Can I go to
It's magical. You can go anywhere you want.
So anywhere, like not on Earth, anywhere in the world?
Yep.
Anything you want.
Oh, that's
it's magical.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's interesting. Not on Earth.
That is interesting, actually. Knowing me, actually, I would actually want to, and this comes from me, so excuse my inner nerdness coming out. I would go to one of the animated worlds that I actually watch, like either the Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, or like just one of those, because I would love to go to I was like a little nerd talking about this. Meet the characters I watched like since I was younger, go on adventures, do all the fighting, eat a big feast with them, and just talk about like random stuff. That would be actually pretty cool.
You would like to be an animation?
Yeah, I mean, she said magical, like a real nonsense.
Anything you want.
Out there.
I saw a movie last night, and they are immortals. So the movie opens up with them getting shot by 100,000 rounds of bullets, and then a minute later they wake up again and spitting out the bullets, and they heal, and they are immortals. I think it's a DC comic or something. Immortals.
Is it Eternals?
Eternals.
Marvel.
It's a Marvel. So I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. So I'm gonna go, but this is freaky. And they just came back to life and they get rid of the bad guys. But can you imagine if you can turn yourself into animation, an anime, or you can turn yourself
anything
into
you
anything you want?
That's actually a thing right now on YouTube. It's a thing. People have actually turned themselves into like their own creative characters and use a program online to be their creative characters and make videos on YouTube or on certain streaming platforms.
That's amazing. Do you know the Mets, when they were playing whoever, the Brewers, somebody animated it on YouTube, like we did with football? And I was watching the animation version, which I liked a whole lot better than the regular game, even though they lost. But wow, is this like a thing now on YouTube? You can animate yourself, you can do all sorts of things.
We could animate us.
Probably.
I wonder if we could put one of our shows in AI and animate it.
But they're doing it live. So the guy pitched the ball, he hit it, and then you go to a YouTube thing, and then the guy pitched the ball like a few seconds later. It wasn't simultaneous. But I was like, wow. And I found myself watching the cartoon more than I was watching. It's not a cartoon. What do you call it?
Animation.
Animation than watching the regular.
Teen Titans. See, animation walks in the door. Look at her shirt.
Good morning to you. Mike is there.
Have you ever been here for a morning show? Oh, okay.
I gotta tell you, I gotta congratulate the two ladies yesterday. They were rocking and rolling with a new show that started, which is doing the book show.
You got music and everything going. Yeah. Nice job. Camera angles, all of it.
Impressed with the camera situation.
You were very impressed.
I was. I haven't seen a production on a double angle like that in many, many years.
We had you running gate and floor.
But I noticed, you ever notice how the perception of what you're doing, because you lined it up excellent. If we had that extra camera, you wouldn't have had to move. That's the one thing I saw. But other than that, did you see their look? They were like in La La Land. And the people that came to see the show, they were like, wow. The area was different. Everything was different. The board came off clean. She knew where we were going, and she followed the bouncing ball, and they sort of worked. And you did the sound, right?
Then Nathan filled in for me when I went to run floor. It's a whole team effort, which is what production takes.
It was impressive. The whole show was impressive. And then we went past the 30 mark. I said, just let it keep rolling. I mean, it was good. The conversation was good.
Nice. All right, Baxton, if you could have a magical portal in your closet, you go anywhere and do anything. Where'd you go?
Narnia.
Narnia. Like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Oh, yeah.
And what would you do?
I don't know.
You would just go to Narnia.
Yeah.
That's Narnia.
It's a magical place from the wardrobe closet.
That book.
Wait, you never heard of Narnia?
Yeah.
You need to catch up.
Wait a minute, it's a wardrobe closet? It's a closet?
It's a closet that takes you to a magical land called Narnia.
It's a closet that takes you to a magical land. Okay, and what is the land? What's in it?
I really don't remember that.
Wasn't that memorable?
Well, you guys make it sound like you were there yesterday. Have you ever?
Not. You don't want to go to Narnia?
Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, it's kind of a dangerous place. You get killed.
It's a movie. It's a dangerous place. That's what I want. It's a dangerous place.
It's a book that got turned into a movie.
Is it like Jumanji?
Yes.
No.
Well, no.
There's like, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I don't
mythical
watch.
creatures and yeah.
You guys like the Lord of the Rings stuff?
I've never seen it.
I couldn't get into it. I know it's.
I'll watch.
Never seen Lord of the Rings.
I'll watch it.
Oh Lord.
I saw it and I was.
It's a long
Listen, yeah.
Bax, how was your date last night? How was your date?
Didn't do it.
Why not? Why not?
I went to bed, slept.
You've done that 2 nights this week. You've canceled. Wow.
Lord of the Rings.
No, he canceled his date.
I gotta ask. Yesterday you said something. You haven't watched the Barbie movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
You're gonna be the only person on the planet who's ever seen it.
I know. I
haven't seen it.
You know what happens
The
is
second
because
person on
I
the
fall
planet.
asleep during every movie. So when I get home, I'm so tired. The thought of actually turning on a movie, I know I'm going to fall asleep. So I need to find a time where I'm not going to fall. As soon as I sit down, I go to sleep.
It's been out for over a year.
I fall asleep every time I sit down and watch TV. I'm good for about 10 minutes. Sometimes I just make it through the credits and I'm out. So I need to like watch it during the day or something.
I understand him not watching it because it's really not a men's flick, even though controversies follow it. But that's supposed to be like a chick flick that you every
seen
girl
it.
should watch. No,
I mean, I know that Barbie is like very popular and that movie blew up a lot, and I was like, I'm impressed. But for some reason, it's not more like a man thing to movies, but it just didn't click with me. Like I know Barbie's popular, but I was
Not for you.
Yeah, not for me.
What about Oppenheimer? Did you see that?
No, but I wanted to. Actually.
That one you may like because just the way they filmed it. It's kind of
Yeah.
Which one?
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
They came out on the same day.
Yeah, then we had JC's concert all under the
That's
triple
why
header.
she wore the pink. The video
For
yesterday,
Barbie.
you were like, where'd that come from? That was that day.
No, I remember. That video came from another left field. I don't know
No, that
where
was
it
from
came
that concert.
That was from that concert.
It was,
that
but
night.
not that angle. That angle
know
was
where
really
the
strange. It was like sideways.
Things you shouldn't voice on air. Jay, where would you go? Magical portal. Anywhere, anything.
And you have to hold it like kind of
Like,
close.
does it have to be a fantasy world?
No, it could be anything you want.
What did you say, Grace?
She hasn't answered yet.
Oh, go for it.
You know where you're going?
Yeah, I would either go
like, pass.
like heaven and all like the religion and people and like talk to
Meet the
ancestors and
prophets.
stuff like that, or I would want to see into the future and like not change anything but just see. Like I want to see like how it all plays out.
Would you want to change?
Like how you die and stuff?
No, just what it looks like.
Yeah, like if I
Meet
could
the
just have like
prophets.
a muted 10 seconds into the future and just be like, okay, we're doing all right. See if like it's awful.
And what if there's
you
nothing
see
there?
nothing?
Yeah.
I guess
there's
then there's
nothing there.
nothing.
So you're
Guess I better start counting my days.
I mean, it depends on how far you went into the future now.
Yeah,
You'd probably already be dead.
that's true. I'm not going like 100 years, but like 10 years in the future, like 20 years in the future. Or like say like I want to see this date and then walk into the closet and see what happens on that day.
I like that idea. Look into the future. It's kind of scary. I'm going backwards and they're going forward.
Kind of interesting, right?
What would you do?
So many things. I'd love to go back and see history and some of the historical things. I don't know if I'd want to meet Jesus, but I'd like to just travel historically through the Middle East and see what it was really like. But then I want to go to the Secret Garden also and have more of like a magical experience in the Secret Garden.
What's a secret garden?
That's another book called The Secret Garden.
You guys keep going
Where she opens this fence, she walks into this beautiful secret garden, and like
But that's a
anything and
book.
everything is there.
It's like Alice in Wonderland, kind of.
I wanted to go there, but then I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to go back and see all the things, not the destruction of where things started, but actually people going through it and the lives that have changed and all the great things that were built, the pyramids. Wouldn't it be cool to see the pyramids being built?
That would be kind of cool.
Or the first temple and how many people and how many religions actually are right there in this one section of Israel. Kind of cool.
So they came up with a theory on how the pyramids were built. Did you see this?
The aliens?
No, because there's no way in the world that they can. We can't even.
There's
we
no
can't
way
even-
humans built
We
that.
can't even build it now because of the chemistry, the
Geometry?
geometry of how it's built. So they came up with a theory where they put these planks in place, and they filled the cement bricks in place, and they left it in place, and the wood rotted out, because now they're finding evidence that there was some kind of wood in between the pieces, which would make sense if you think about it, right? That's how they were able to do it. But still, how do you hoist the cement up that high?
I think that we, like, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't believe that humans were as smart as we could have been to do things, and I think that's like detrimental to like what, like when you think about the things that we've created over the years. I think that it's possible, 100%, that they created these crazy things and all this stuff that you're like, there's no way they could have done that without aliens. Yeah, I think that it would be weird not to think that something else is in the universe.
Do you believe in something greater than us? You think we were planted here?
I don't know if we were planted here, but like, it's a weird question.
Because you look at, we're communicating, we're talking, and our thoughts are, how did we get here? Why are we here? And something must have given to add up.
Well, you saw they tried to go in and fix the bottom of one of the pyramids because it was rotting away, and they couldn't even find the right granite stone and the right digging, so they had to stop the entire project because we couldn't even know what we know now to go back and fix what needed to be fixed then. Maybe they were smarter then, right? Maybe now we've become too reliant on technology that we're not utilizing all of our mental capacity to figure it out.
We just don't have the materials, you know.
But we had it then?
Well, we had it then. Maybe the Nile was full of material. And
wouldn't it be cool, like, to know Cleopatra and...
I heard she wasn't a nice person.
You know she was ugly, too?
I heard she wasn't attractive at all.
No, she was ugly.
Really?
And, oh, yeah.
What so it would be like to rule and to find Moses going down the river. Like, there's so many things that would be so cool to see.
Well, they said... So, if you go back in, like, Egyptian history, so, number one... she was not pretty. Like, everyone made her out to be. But the men, so she was like the first big female ruler. So the men were so, again, prideful that they could not comprehend how this girl could be as smart as them. So they were like, she must be seducing them. Like, there's no way she could just be smart. So they made up this whole lie that lasted generations, or centuries even, that she was seducing these men into getting her way. Not that they could possibly comprehend that she was smart enough to go hand to hand with a man.
That's a lot of history involving women.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't believe that women actually like
we're smart.
And
so they were like, it must have been.
How did we get to the moon? You saw the movie with the 5 women, 5 black women that put it together,
figures,
and they got us there. And it wasn't until the movie came out that anybody said anything. Nobody gave them any credit. What the hell's wrong with people?
What was it?
Something about the DNA, and she like discovered it, and these 2 like white scientist dudes like
took credit.
Took credit.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Credit for it until like many years after.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
So that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. There's so many places I'd like to travel and go, but I don't want to get on an airplane. I kind of just want to, like Sally travels. I just want to travel. I just want to time transport there, see it, and then I'll come back. But I don't want to get on an airplane and have to figure that out.
Now that you say airplane, did you see the latest? Boeing is saying that the reason that the door flew off the plane is because the cabin pressure lowered to a certain degree, and the captains know, the plane, every pilot knows that when you hit a certain degree on the cabin pressure, that's one of the things that blows out.
So Boeing wants to take the heat off of them. Now they're going to blame it on pilot error.
They're saying that it's human error.
Sounds like
planes are flown by autopilot.
I don't know, but this is the other question. The pilot could say, well, it wasn't me, it was the machine. But what they're saying is that the reason that thing blew out wasn't because it was missing bolts, even though it was. It's because the pressure, it came down too fast.
Yeah, but didn't they check all these Boeings and they were all missing the same bolts?
Yes.
So that wasn't pressure.
But they never popped off.
Well, I mean, when you're in the air as high as you are, the pressure on the outside keeps like things
inside,
so
right?
If you tried to open the door at like cruising altitude, you
You wouldn't be able to. So it automatically has an ejection. That's why it looks like it blew up. It blows the door out. But they know this. The pilots, Boeing stand is, they know it. So they should not have been at that altitude.
My thing is, like, there's a bunch of planes that still fly and that's never happened to them. So it's Boeing's fault. And there's a bunch of, like, manufacturing error for sure. But
what's the name of the immunity?
Sovereign immunity? Why, they don't have sovereign immunity. Who does?
The
Boeing?
airlines has sovereign immunity. You sign off when you buy an airline ticket that you don't hold the airlines responsible for 89 or 90% of everything that could go wrong, because you're taking the chance on your life on the plane. They used to sell airline insurance. Do they still do that?
No.
They
Now
don't do
it's
that
trip
anymore.
insurance.
It's the safest way to travel.
Statistically.
Yeah.
But you used to be able to take out $1 million policy on you going from here, let's say Puerto Rico.
Yeah, because there was new technology. Like,
My
planes were
father
crashing
bought it
all over the
time.
place.
He bought it all the time. I said, Dad, I'm on the plane with you. What good is that doing me? Don't buy it. And it was cheap. It was like $50, $40.
That was a lot back then.
And look at it now. They don't even do that anymore. It's a hell to the no on
Now
that.
JetBlue is raising prices just to put your suitcase on there.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Airfare, I don't know if you guys have checked airfares lately, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've got a wedding to go to in Austin, and
You bought
it's
tickets already, don't you?
we bought them, then one of the flights was changed, so we had to but getting Chelsea there from DC to Texas, it's insane, and everything has a layover. Some of them have, like, you can go from Texas to Orlando, then Orlando to DC after a 5-hour wait in Orlando. Like, some of the routes make absolutely no sense.
So take the train to Orlando, and then from Orlando take the plane.
From Austin, Texas, like, that route makes no sense.
Yeah, but who the hell gets married in Austin, Texas?
Our friends are going, they went to
That's the
UT, so the wedding's
the
in
problem.
Austin, so we're going back to Austin.
That's the problem.
But it's crazy.
Destination wedding, is that what it's called?
It's like $700 a ticket.
Not bad.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Cheap. Do they have doors?
That's insane.
Here to Texas, that's crazy.
Drive. Rent a Studebaker. What do they call those Studebakers? You guys, I
Isn't
call it
that
Studebaker. What do you guys
crazy?
call it? Rent one of those.
And one of the airlines, for her to do like one way on one airline and one on another, $915 one way.
You rent a.
Well, Spirit, I booked them and then they changed it.
No, you can't write Spirit.
But then you gotta.
I did. I had to New York.
You gotta
Those
buy your
seats-
seat. You gotta
those
buy
seats
your
are so
bag. You
small,
gotta.
you sit like this for like 2 hours. Don't move.
It's a plane, and my plane ticket and everything included is $145.
It's worth it.
$950. I'm flying Spirit.
So we're flying Spirit one of the ways. Imagine Chuck on Spirit. He's gonna have like his knees in his throat.
Chuck is gonna have
Is he
to
tall?
sit. He's gonna have to go underneath with the baggage. You don't fit in those seats.
Be like putting Shorty
In an
in a
extra
plane, a seat like that,
Imagine having Chuck and Shorty on the same aisle
next to each other.
in the emergency aisle. In the emergency aisle, the
It
two of
seems to
them.
me like
Sirs.
Last time we flew, we got this extra leg room, and he's like, "Oh, this," and the guy next to me, because I'm in the middle, so the two guys are there, and they're all stretched out. They're like, "Isn't this nice?" And I'm looking at it from here to there. I got all this space. I'm like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm in my bedroom. I got plenty of room." But at Spirit, forget about it.
Spirit has those chairs are this big.
And someone told us don't ever, but
And then they don't serve any liquor or water.
They do. You have to pay for it, though.
You have to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Back
Pay
in the
for
day, they used to
everything.
give you a steak. They used to give you a steak, potato.
I
we
wouldn't-
used to get
Yeah.
a meal when you used to fly. Now you get a bag of pretzels or chips.
If you
If you
fly
have
like
time.
You get the blue pretzels. The blue
if you
chips.
fly
What is
a
that? The blue
regular
chips.
airline, huh?
The blue chips. You get blue chips. It's blue.
Mm-hmm.
For JetBlue, they give you the blue chips.
I don't know. I hear JetBlue's in trouble, though. They're cutting back a lot of their flights. A lot of the flights from Fort Lauderdale to Texas, they're changing, and Southwest isn't
How
flying
can
some
that
flights.
be? They don't even have enough pilots with what's going on right now.
I don't know, but apparently they're having a hard time.
You haven't seen the new Delta commercial on television? Come to Delta Pilot School. We need you.
Seriously?
Yes. They need 1,000 pilots a day for the next 6 months.
On Delta?
On Delta, because it's just not enough. They were going to cut back flights.
Do you know where most of the pilots come from? Retired Navy. They
That's
take
kind of cool.
They take a lot of veterans, and at least like Southwest does. Southwest hires a lot of veterans that have been to like military pilot school, and then they give them a
And
job.
there's a lot of military where you're from.
Oh.
I mean, everywhere you go, it's
Well,
just
yeah.
amazing.
I'm 40 minutes away from the Naval Academy. Like, when I was scuba instructing, we taught the Naval Academy scuba class and all that stuff. And then DC is right next to me too, so we have all that. and then all sorts of stuff. So
we're at Union Market one day for breakfast or something. The whole not the whole, but a whole group of kids from the Naval Academy. I felt like I was an officer and a gentleman. I'm like, all these beautiful white suits. I'm thinking, man, thank goodness I'm not doing your laundry because it would just be bad. Who does their laundry that it keeps it so white and crisp and you don't think about those things.
My brother, when he came out of Navy school, my brother, he used to tell my mother, "No, Mom, you're not washing it correctly." My mother looked at him and says, "What? I've been washing your clothes for 20 years. Let me show you how to do it correctly." And then when they take it out, they fold it a certain way. They starch it a certain way. My goodness gracious.
I was looking, going, man, that's just a whole nother level of training.
That's just organized. Their mind is organized. Their clothes are organized. It's unbelievable. And then when I went to work with my brother in the painting contractor business, he had a certain way of doing things, and he was teaching me. I'm gonna tell you, there's a technique to everything.
Did he look like you?
No, he looked like my mom. But he showed me a lot of what I learned, how to fix plumbing, electrical, how to work panels and things of that nature. It was my brother that taught me.
Interesting.
He came out of the military. My brother used to sit on this thing on the side of the ship, and he used to paint the numbers on the ship. So it was number 88P, whatever. He used to do that. And then they had snipers above him because he was only 2 feet or 3 feet off the water. And the snipers were there to shoot the sharks. So the snipers used to have fun with him, and they used to shoot bullets over him. And Harry used to look up and say, when I'm done, I'm going to get you. And that was his life. They gave him a store on the ship. So he was doing that for a while.
You should write a book.
Wait, they shot off the sharks?
They shoot the sharks, yeah. Because the sharks come out of the water to bite you.
I was going to say...
Well, they weren't going to take a shot.
At least when we did it, we always had to have people under. Because sharks are endangered. So maybe like when that time it was different, but now sharks are endangered. So like if we're doing something, we always have a couple people like watching. It's called like watching your six. It means like have your back, and like if a shark comes, you just got to push him out of the way.
Yeah, well, they didn't do that back in the day.
There's a whole nother level to Grace that I didn't know about till today.
So many times.
This whole water following rule by the rule book, protection things that she knows.
You gotta watch whales too, because whales come out.
I'm very selective with the information that I share.
Wow, she had a whole lot, like Jay. They got a whole lot of information, untapped information. We had to get ready for another show, though.
You should be in the military.
Yeah, me and Private Benjamin. What would I be doing in the military?
I don't know, it'd just be hilarious.
Cleaning the toilets with like a toothbrush. Exactly, I know.
It'll be funny to see you in that environment.
Let's wrap this up. We got a show coming today, 11 o'clock. Hello, We Are Health is Calling with Sue Kostick. She's going to talk about the 5 ways to de-stress. And she has a whole acronym for how you de-stress. Diet, exercise, and de-stress.
And we have the midday show, and tonight, what do we have tonight?
Oh my gosh, tonight we've got Sunscape, All Count to You and Your Doctor, Making Me Money with Laura Sanders, and Artist Loft. Full night ahead.
Artist Loft.
Artist Loft.
Wait, what about 7:30?
Sunscape.
Oh, this is going to be fun
Age
tonight.
well together. All right, more to come. Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Join us. We have a new singer joining us today, midday, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.